Welcome, everyone. Let me know if you could hear me. What's up? What's up? I'm just trying to get this over real quick. I'm just playing with OBS real quick. Um, just give me a few minutes and we should be ready. Trying to get a clip to my OBS. It'll be just 2 minutes probably. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Good. I'm glad everything's sounding good. Yeah, my phone's being really weird right now, so I just gotta fix this out real quick, and then we can start fixing this GoPro. All right, what do we have? All right, stream can start now. I was trying to pull up a clip of the actual GoPro getting destroyed, but you guys probably all saw that. So, okay, all right. So today, just hang out stream. Gonna be fixing my GoPro. I got the replacement lens. You see. Yeah, it's a little cracked at the bottom. Um, I think I'm going to use a heat gun to heat it up, and then I got a little X-Acto to pry it off. It's just a sticker because you can see there's a replacement lens. It's just a little bit of adhesive on a piece of glass, pretty much. So we'll pull that tab, let the adhesive off, and I do have screen protectors. So for the next test, it'll be shielded properly behind a piece of glass. But just in case something happens, I got screen protectors. I got a screen protector for the back. Because the back is cracked, I have a piece of tape over it to just maybe stop some water. But I'll put a screen protector over it. It's not waterproof anymore. I have my other GoPro. This is my nicer GoPro that I really take care of. Hopefully it doesn't, I would never put this close to the rocket motor. This one's really old. I've had this one for a long time. So it's better for those up close shots. Um, this GoPro's little screen's a little scratched up. I've had this for 2 years-ish. Um, it's getting some wear, but still works perfectly. But this one, yeah. If you guys didn't know what happened, during SN4, the nozzle melted out, and it melted out right at the one area where the camera was, and it shot um, molten metal. You can still see a little bit of that metal on the lens. I cleaned up the lens a decent amount. Um, maybe I can pull a picture in here of what it looked like. It was pretty nasty. Um, it had, yeah, just molten metal all over it. It just all melted. Um, Let me change this. Um, and I could pull in a picture actually of what it looked like. Yeah, so this is what it looked like right after the test before I cleaned it up. It was pretty bad, but I scrubbed some of the metal off. Metal's still on it, but yeah, you can see that metal perfectly lines up to the color of this. That's pretty cool. Uh, Even though this is not natural aluminum color. It was anodized, but you can really see it really got messed up. So yeah, the lens must have cracked because of the heat. Um, Actually, the back of the GoPro cracked at a different time. I wasn't even doing anything. I had the GoPro outside, and then I went in. and the screen just cracked. It's probably because it's old and there was some stress in the screen when I was out in the cold, and I brought it inside in the warm. And I guess it cracked. It's just a little crack, just one little crack across. It's fine. It still works perfectly fine, but it's not waterproof anymore. But also, I wouldn't have trusted it to be waterproof for me replacing this. It should be pretty. It's still water resistant, but not totally waterproof. Let me pull up the chat if anyone says anything in the chat. I don't have it open on my end. Get over here. Also, my computer's doing that beeping again, so let me know if you can hear it. Hopefully not. But Aiden, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so to really remove this adhesive, I actually I haven't even looked at a video on this. I'm kind of just gonna figure it out as we go. Also gonna clean it. The bottom has some soot in it from a few of the tests. I gotta go grab the screw head for that because they have special screw heads, proprietary screw heads that you gotta buy. It's not just like a normal hex. Um, yeah, so here are the screen protectors. Those will go on last, and I guess we'll try to start prying off this plastic. Um, if OBS is working properly, I had another scene where it zooms in. I'm not 100% sure what happened to my OBS. But if you guys want me to zoom it in, let me know. Or if this is fine, just like this. Um, let me know what looks the greatest. Let me get the chat open again. I don't, it always gets away at me. Um, how do I open it? Oh, right here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get started with this. And yeah, we're gonna go on low heat. I don't want to cook it. You can already see some of the plastic was melted away. Um, really tough to see, but there's also got to clean the microphone port. There's a bunch of nastiness in there. I just kind of cleaned it real quick after the test, but I was gonna wait till I, um, you know, get do this to really clean it. So I'm gonna turn on this. Let me know if it's too loud. It isn't really that loud for me, but I don't know how it will work out with the mic. It might zoom in. Yeah. Um, oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. I see. So is something like this better? Or I could my OBS is a little too I'm just manipulating my thing. Is something like this better? It's a little blurry, but how blurry is it? Because I'm unfortunately only able to do 1080p. I could do 4K, but I can't. Not with the equipment I have today. I'm unable, I can't do that. Okay, yeah, so this is the normal. Yeah, this is a close. It is a little blurry. I'm sorry about that, but all right, so let's turn this on low. You might be able to hear it, or not, because I have my AirPods in and I have the uh noise can or not the noise cancellation, but it dampens the outside noise. Um, when I'm back here, like where I actually do my stuff at my lab or whatever, I wear my AirPods because it is the AC is running and everything, and the heat's running, and it makes a lot of noise. In my room, I'll use my microphone, but that doesn't have a noise cancellation on it. So I'm gonna try my best to not get a lot of the. Well, I'm gonna try my best not to get a lot of the shards in the lens because I don't feel like cleaning it out. Cleaning out the lens would be was a little difficult. Let me let's find I got these tools that I use. For prior, I really don't want to use the exact blade. It's gonna bend. It already bent. So maybe like something like that. I need a sharp, pointed one. because I'm going to scrape away some of the adhesive after. Those should work. Okay. Let's zoom in. We try, maybe we don't even need heat. Um, yeah. Probably some heat will make it easier. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I'll just put this new one on. Make sure it's all clean before we put it on. Because once it's on, it's in there, and um, you really can't take this off. If you want to, if you want to take off the, this is tough. I don't have something thin enough. Yeah. Whoops. There we go. Maybe the Exacto is the way to go. Um, there we go. Yeah, that is hot glass. So just heat it up. Um, hopefully you can get this up all in one piece and it doesn't break, but we'll see. Right up. There we go. You can see all the waterproof glue that they use. I'm gonna need to remove all that. Yeah, so here we go. That's what we got. The lens is a little dirty. Um, you can see where the crack was on the lens where the dust got through. Um, yeah, so it's pretty easy fix so far. Just gotta get off all this glue. There's a lot of waterproofing glue. I'm not sure if this has the replacement has the waterproofing adhesive on it. I think it may, but I wouldn't expect this to be waterproof after the fact. Yeah. And then add some alcohol wipes to wipe down the inside with. Is most of this off out scratching, not scratching the lens or anything inside here. All right, that looks pretty good. Grab swabs and just clean all in here. We really want to make sure there's no yeah, you can see all the dirt and gunk that was in here. We really want to make sure there's no dust particles under here before we put the glass on, because if they're under there before we put them on, they're stuck in this glass. You probably could not replace. You take off the glass and put it back on. It's pretty much once you seal it down, you got to get a new one. Um, so we'll let that dry out. I got a little microfiber cloth right here that it came with. Can turn on the GoPro. That will hopefully. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Um, so what it looks like, everything's clean. The edge, the lip that goes around, it's a little melted away, but it shouldn't affect it. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more of the adhesive off, just to make sure that other adhesive goes down nicely. Yeah, some of it's a little tough to get off. Gotta scrape down on it, scrape it off. There we go, almost all off. We'll clean it down with the alcohol over time and wipe it down because the alcohol does leave a little bit of a residue, but once you wipe it down with the microfiber cloth, you turn it off as well. There we go. Then we'll clean all up in these crevices. Right. Good. I think all the adhesive is off now. We'll let that dry. evaporate off, and then this stuff over here. All right. It looks to be maybe a little. No. So yeah, this is how we're looking. Um, it's all clean. I'm going to, you know, I do see a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect, like from the factory, but it'll be good enough. Now I gotta clean the inside of this lens. I probably should. I will be back in 1 second. All right, so I got them gloves, so none of my oils from my fingers get inside the lens when I'm touching it. Because a fingerprint would ruin this whole thing, so do not want that. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's just check through the camera's view one more time. Yeah, it looks good. So um, we'll plop down this glass, make sure it's fully clean, plop it down. Hopefully it fits. There, press it down, and just like that, it's fixed. Pretty easy fix. That's brand new. I'm not sure how waterproof it is now. We'll press it down. It's probably not going to be waterproof. But yeah, here we go. So we're looking on the lens. And then I do need to clean it first. So we're going to pull up these legs. I'm going to unscrew these legs. These are some dirt and soot under them. It's just difficult to clean. So I got my GoPro screwdriver. And then this is pretty simple. Just going to take them out, clean them real quick because corners where they're at right now. It's pretty hard to get down there. And I want to strip these screws. I have more of them, but I just wouldn't be able to get it out of them. So, at least hexes don't strip that easily. All right. So almost well, we got it off. This is just the mounting clip. Mhm. There's actually there's a bunch of dirt coming out of it. Pretty dirty. I haven't cleaned it in a long time. Rub alcohol wipe. Just clean all down in there. Yes, GoPro has went through a lot of things, um, especially with the rocket tests. Gotten blown up on, metal shot at, losing the flame trench. Got all nasty during that too. Got a lot of things that let's go. Just clean it all up. Okay. All right, we'll let that dry. Um, you got 4 screws? Yeah, we do. Okay, good. Um, sorry. If I'm not showing what I'm doing, let me know because sometimes I'm not thinking about that. Good grab. A little bit of just cleaner. Where are my paper towels? They're around here somewhere. Down there. I need to move some stuff around to be able to set up this live stream. I'm just going to put this over here. Just going to soak this in some cleaner because stuff's in the hinges and everything, and it's a little difficult to get out. But hopefully this should work. Oh, oh no. This is just a poster board. It's wet, so absorb some of that cleaner. All right. This is looking pretty clean. Clean enough because it doesn't need to be perfect. All right. Looks good. This in here is really clean. We will put this back on. It only goes one way, right? Or no? It goes both ways. I don't think it matters which way it goes. I don't think so. Um, yeah, I don't think it matters. Flip it up. Boom. Grab all the screws. There's screws on. If you do have a GoPro, it's very smart to have one of these screwdrivers because these screws do get loose sometimes. Um, and these screws, if they're loose, there's a rubber gasket around that little mount that I took out. So if it does get loose, it will let water in, and then also it wouldn't be able to. It'd be very difficult to hook it up to like a tripod or a handle mount because it's loose. It'll be all flimsy. So I do recommend having one of these screwdrivers. They're really cheap and they allow you to um, tighten everything up in the GoPro. All right, so that's all clean with clean down with one more thing. Gonna clean down this screen a little bit because I'm gonna be putting a screen protector over that. I'm also gonna be doing a screen protector over the lens. And also, um, I'll take off my gloves. I gotta peel this off because it's a tape. But I'd use this little piece of tape that I have on here to protect from that scratch or that crack because I'm gonna put the screen protector on now. All right. All right, we'll let that dry out. What is the most likely project? Yeah, so I was talking about that a lot in the last stream. Um, the projects are very difficult. Let me see if do I still have it up. No, but yeah, because yeah, the options were the rocket, a mega sugar rocket motor, like a huge one. It wouldn't be anything like the SN5 or SN4, SN3, or SN2. I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. It's a lot like of legal stuff. Um, there's still a little bit of residue on the screen. I might need to. I'm gonna clean that one more time. Yeah, it's really tough. With the rocket motor, the actual rocket, that's what I want to do next. But it's very difficult because nowhere around here I can fly my rocket at the rocketry club, and then it would also be illegal if I were to fly it by myself on private property. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm gonna finish up SN5 and I'm gonna work on that stuff as you know, um, and see where it can go. I don't know. It's tough. Right here's a screen protector. It fits perfectly. Make sure all this, no pieces of dust Take that off. Yeah, not terrible. All right, let's see how that looks. Looks pretty good. It's not perfectly centered. It's not like those nice iPhone ones. Nice iPhone, like smartphone screen protectors, pop down real nice. They have the guide, so it looks pretty nice. You can see this. You can see the crack in there. Once you turn it on, yeah. So it looks pretty nice. Once you turn it on, come over right here. Yeah, it looks. It's all smooth. At least when you're touching it, there's no crack now that you can feel. Well, let's do the lens one now. Same type of screen protector. This should be nice. So just in case something happens, it breaks the screen protector, and I could just yeah, if it breaks the screen protector, just pry off the screen protector. I wonder if it's gonna. Was there? Oh, that's good. There was a residue inside. There's some. There's some type of weird. Something weird on it. I don't know. I'll clean up this again too. Sort of a dry wipe. Dry one. All right, the dry wipe's not that nice. It has a bunch of or a lot of particles on it. Do this, and this is gonna be difficult. It's a small piece, um, tiny, but it's very thin. It feels like it's. Oh, there you go. All right, looks pretty good. That's already. You really can't even see it, which that's good. We'll push it all down. Yeah, pretty good. Now the lens. There's this weird residue. I don't know how it got on there, but pretty good. Let's grab the. Where does it go? It's all trash. I gotta make sure. Another one of those small ones. Oh, it's right there. It's right next to it. Okay. It's all nice and clean. You pull off the sticky side. This one, there could be no bubbles or anything, or else it will be pretty obvious. Yeah, it's not perfectly centered, but looks pretty good. Yeah, so the sponsor does give me an incentive for how many views I get. And then they also do provide most of the CNC parts, which helps out a lot. I'm most likely going to be working with them for the next video as well for SN5. So it really does help drive down the cost. They do help provide a lot of those CNC parts, which those are the expensive parts. So yeah, yeah. SN1, SN2, and SN3. There's no sponsor, so it was fully funded. there was no funding for it through any big company. Um, yeah, it's really not, it depends on where you're from and where you're shipping to. I know JLC PCB or JLC CNC works really nice for me. I'm in the US, so shipping is around 30 bucks. But uh, it's not bad. They have some pretty good prices. They definitely have the most competitive prices. I'm not saying that just because they sponsor me, but it's true. I've looked around. I've ordered parts from a lot of different places, and they're definitely the cheapest, I'd say. All right. Now I gotta clean inside. There's these little microphone boards. They're very hard to see. Let me see if I can. Right under the lens, right there. We're gonna clean these real quick. I don't know how I'm gonna clean them, but I got this little pick. Just run this through and get all the gunk out. Yeah, there's a decent amount. This, I could grab a paper towel with a little bit of cleaner on it and just dab it in there because this is still microphone's still waterproof. There's nothing that went wrong with that. Yeah, you can see all the dirt coming out. So hopefully so the video's not um, all muffled, even though it really doesn't matter. The audio from the test, it's just loud stuff. All right, this still one more pass through. I don't want to stick this piece of metal in too far, or else I could mess up the waterproofing in the microphone. But I gotta, yeah, so pretty good. Yeah, I can't believe this GoPro survived with like minimal damage from the last test. It was crazy. I was gonna pull up the video, but you guys have definitely seen the video before. Um, all right, put this back in here. I was thinking I was gonna use the other set of screen protectors for this GoPro, but they are not the same size. So um, that's fine. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. You can still see the crack, but it is old GoPro. Been through a lot, done a lot of work. So yeah, the sponsors do really help out a lot because some of this stuff is pretty expensive. But I mean, if you're doing it at a smaller scale, you're just gonna build one. I don't know what size, what overall diameter are you looking for and what length. I'm at Mine are around 2 inches by. They've varied from 9 inches long and to a foot long, 12. Um, but if you're building something small, I was thinking of doing an APCP rocket motor after this, and it would be very small. Um, the prices were actually not that bad for CNC parts, but I don't think I can do APCP as well because of regulations and all this stuff. Um, in the state I live in, I don't think you're allowed to use ammonium perchlorate for anything. So just cleaning out the battery bay a little bit. Hopefully, I don't think I've ever cleaned inside the battery bay ever. So um, we'll do that real quick. I'll just grab there's some dirt in there a little bit, but Yeah, this one's looking pretty good. Battery, good door of the GoPro. Yeah, this GoPro has been to a lot of places. It's been scuba diving a few times. Um, yeah, it's been through a lot. So it got exploded, rocket exploded on it that you guys know about. So yeah, cleaning this hinge area. Yeah, and I mean the GoPro pretty much almost looks like the thumbnail with the brand new GoPro I put on the thumbnail. There we go. Get up near the button real quick. There's still a bunch of the dirt on this. Just dirt keeps on coming off of this. The dirt never stops. Okay. Leave the door open because I'm still drying out in there. I'll clean my other GoPro as well while we're at it. This one's actually it's actually pretty dirty, but yeah, we'll clean this one up real quick. This lens is so much easier to swap out. All you do is need to twist, and then you can pull it straight off, and then the lens is off. This one is way easier, and it is cool where it gives you the ability to switch out with and use different lenses. I might try something like that. You put ND filters on it. Um, Yeah, this newer GoPro is way better. But I mean it's newer, so it's as expected. I want to try a Insta360. Get that sometime soon. Well, not soon, but it'd be cool. Those cameras are really cool. They're similar to GoPros, but all right. Got a screwdriver just to get into some of these places. Oh, and then here. Yeah, so I've been working on a SN5 a lot lately. Be very similar to SN4. The biggest thing that I haven't done yet, this is very new. I mean, in concept, it's not new, but I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to be testing it 3 times for because I do those overall videos. Like I just posted the SN4 video, I did an SN3 video. Um, that video I'm going to test it 3 times in a row within a span of the week, hopefully. It's going to be very tough, but it should be able to get done. It'd be pretty cool. And then I'm thinking about doing one of the tests. I don't know if I'm going to do all the tests on a normal stand or I'm going to do the flame trench for one of those tests. I think I may help me get other data. And yeah, so what I'm thinking about for that. That's gonna be a cool video. I'm gonna really last video I worked really hard on it, but it didn't get that many views. But I guess it is what it is. But I think I've learned a few things from it that I'm gonna try in the next video. All right. No, yeah, the first I haven't that was my first sponsored video. Um, yeah, that was my first sponsored video where I was actually getting funding from company. But overall, SN1 was definitely the cheapest out of all of them. It was still somewhat expensive, but yeah, it's pretty much the CNC parts. And Also, Essen, well, overall, Essen was the probably the most expensive because I need to buy so much hardware, not even just for the rocket. I need to buy so much of like I call it like the infrastructure and actually make like I need to buy molds. I need to buy yeah, a bunch of molds and hot plate and all this stuff to support the test. I need to build a test stand. I need to buy Arduino, a data logger, stuff to save it to. Um, so now it is way cheaper for me to build a rocket motor because I already have like, pretty much all the stuff. Um, so I do have accumulation of stuff in my drawers, a lot of stuff. As I use both the GoPros, they're looking brand new. I'll hang out for a little longer and then I gotta go. But if you have any questions, comment them below. I'm gonna clean up. I have a bunch of trash up here. Everything's sticking to me. I don't need these gloves anymore. If you want to see anything, you can. I'm probably gonna go in 10 minutes though, because I gotta start working on that. Well, I have been working on it. The SN4 data video where I'm gonna go in depth with all the data. That has been difficult, but I did, you know, didn't leak it, but what's the correct word? I previewed it, and the one short that I did, you could see the one thing that took me a long time to do was be able to plot out the thrust and the pressure live over the video and do an overlay with of the telemetry uh, from the motor. So that was definitely a difficult part of this video, but I did figure that out. So um, that'll be pretty cool to see in the video. I'm gonna go over. If you have anything you want me to go over in the video, let me know. I can add it. Um, what was I just about to do? Oh, I gotta clean this mount's a little dirty, so I'll clean this up real quick. It has all the soot. You see the white stuff? It's all like soot from the test. I think this is some old. This is probably from a few tests ago. It cleans off really easily. Yeah, get in between these. Also, for the next video, I may do more of a vlog type of format. Not an actual like, vlog, but something like how like BPS Space does it and like Peter Schriepel, more of like the popular people. So hopefully it works for them. So works for them, maybe hopefully it'll work for me. Well, I think it'll be a cool dial. Put this mount back on. Oop, there is this. Yeah, so the GoPros are looking good. I don't have a mount for that one right back here. Yeah, because the videos now that I'm posting are very informative. I will still have those very informative videos. Like I'm posting one that'll be very informative. Uh, but I think it may be better if I go more through the design and I uh, in real time. Like it won't be all voiceover. Most of it will probably still be voiceover, but I think it'll be more engaging for all the viewers. So I think I'm gonna try that out for the next video. I'm hoping to have the parts ordered for SN5 hopefully by the end of this week. Well, it's Sunday today, but Monday. I'm hoping to have that done. It doesn't seem too difficult. I think I could probably do it. Yeah, it's gonna be very similar to SM5, so it's not like there's too much difference. Um, how did you get into amateur rocketry? Um, I don't know. Uh, it's always thought it was interesting. I would always watch BPS Space. And I always liked chemistry and doing chemicals and lighting stuff on fire, kind of like just a rocket lighting stuff on fire. But so yeah, I started off with these small rocket motors. I actually have one over here because I was working on a video. I can show you guys. Um, I have my static fire stand. This is very old, probably 3 years old. This used to be my static fire stand, and then you can actually see. Oh, this is SN4 of an other rocket. I started off with these PVC rockets. Use one. There's some writing on it. I don't want to spill all this, but um, this was from the nozzle. I think the nozzle blew out on this one. The pressure got really high. This side is capped off with clay. I was thinking about making a video about this. PVC is a little dangerous, so I went to using these cardboard sections. Oh, I'm spilling everywhere. Not, I don't want to spill and get the GoPro dirty. You can see this nozzle. I'm pretty sure this nozzle didn't blow out, but I removed it after. Um, now on the other side, you can see the clay cap. These rocket motors are very easy. They're also not. They're sugar rocket motors, but they're not. I'll also show you. They're not. I don't heat up the sugar in uh, cast it. I just pound it down with a dowel that's slightly smaller and fits in. Yeah, here's one with the nozzle. The nozzle was not. This nozzle is not centered at all. But I guess it worked. The nozzle didn't blow out. You can see the other side, the clay cap. And how I would test this is I would grab this. What's going on with the camera? I would grab this and I'd cut it a little longer so we had some room for the bulkhead, and it would just go right down on that. And then I would put this on a scale. That's before I had a load cell. What is going on with the focus? Let me. So focused. I gotta put something down there so I can read it to see. Sorry, I just need to turn off autofocus. No, but it's pretty focused. Let me know if it's not that focused. But I got everything dirty right here. But yeah, these are old rocket motors. Um, yeah, give them names. I do. Yeah, I do want to. I'm not that great at naming, so that's why I just kept it at SN1, SN2. Um, but yeah, it would be pretty cool. I definitely. I was thinking about actually naming it after I had SN5. Like once I have a very successful rock right now, I mean, yeah, some of them are successful, but I'm innovating to try to make them the greatest they can be. I was thinking about giving this whole like program of these motors like SN1, SN2, and SN3. I sometimes call them the SN series motors. I was thinking about giving them a name after I was done with them, but I probably should before. I probably in the future I will. Um, I'm open for names. If you have any cool names. Yeah, SN1 was my first probably high-powered rocket motor. I've been building a lot of small ones like I was just showing, but those were very simple. Very easy and simple. I'm trying to see yeah, so I was thinking about going back to um those rocket motors I was just showing to make a video on easy rocket motor anyone can make because I don't think I definitely wouldn't be recommending building what I'm building for just everybody. It's just like a fun project. It's definitely something you gotta be into and the safety of it. Yes, yeah, that is a good idea. I always didn't do a video about the test stand because I didn't know if it was that interesting. But if there's a demand and people want to see it, actually I got the code. Well, the original code on like SN1 and SN2. I actually got the code from this other YouTuber. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Um, and that's the code that was in the Arduino for SN1's test and SN2's, or yeah, SN1's test. Um, and then I modified the code to change it. So pretty much, it's really not even his code anymore. There's not much of his code because now I had the pressure transducer. I also had that OLED screen that was on the test stand for a little bit so I could sync up the data to the footage. And that's because there's some oscillations on SN2, but those oscillations got worked out, so I don't need it. So I do have an OLED screen now. I was thinking about hooking up the OLED screen, just titling the launch on it, but it's gonna be too much work just for a little, you know. So yeah, the testing definitely got some damage on the last test. The igniter flew out, which is it's supposed to do, and it did burn some of the wood, and then also where the GoPro was, it's all charred. But the test stand's pretty resilient. I'm just gonna sand it down. I always put another coat of paint on it before every test to make it look nice. Um, yeah, hopefully I'll be doing that soon. SM5. I'm excited for SM5. We're going back to stainless steel, like I was saying. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna probably get going in maybe 5, 10 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know. I will be sure to answer them before I go. Let's just go with the instructions. I need to save these because it came with 2 sets of screen protectors. So just in case one breaks or it scratches, I can place it. These screen protectors are very cheap, so I wonder how good they are. It was, I think, like $5 for 2 backs, 2 fronts, and then 2 screen. So I got like 6 screen protectors for like $7. But they should serve their purpose. Mhm. Name of the mode, yeah. Um, and yeah, I could reveal it in the SN5 video. Because yeah, if you're watching this and you don't know, SN just stands for serial number. So I kind of got it from SpaceX. They name all of their at Starship they have, but I mean everything has serial numbers. Like iPhones have, everything has serial numbers. But I know like SpaceX really uses it to identify each actual ship and booster. That's why I just thought about doing it. Think it seems, I think it's cool. Um, but yeah, I need an actual name because sure the motor's SN5, which is the fifth serial number, but yeah, there's actually like not a name for the actual rocket motor. Um, maybe, yeah. I was thinking about also, let's get SN4's casing. I have a lot of casings down here. I was thinking about, so I get this vinyl off of Amazon. Um, So I wanted to put the name of the rocket on it too, but this is the smallest the vinyl comes. If the vinyl is smaller, we'd be able to fit, the name of the rocket and then SN4, which that's what I want to do. This is flipped for you guys through the screen. Hmm. But yeah, I would like to name it, have the name in big letters and then just small SN5 next to it. I think that would look pretty cool. Yeah, that is true. Um, yeah, so I'll definitely look at a name. I'm not great at naming though. So, um, like SN3 would be so much easier to fit it on. SN3 was a little larger than SN4. What, like a little less than an inch? What else do I have? Yeah, and then SN2, SN1. Yeah, so mm, I do I do have a casing that I messed up on. Um, I used the wrong jig for this casing, so um, if I ever want to make a small rack motor, I can cut it down to each side. But this is just protective tape that I have over all of them when I'm drilling it and getting it cut, so nothing scratched. Even though they get scratched up pretty quick after the first test, but just to keep it nice for before the test. I was also thinking about maybe painting this black, but I do like the raw aluminum look. Put these back down. Mm, Yeah, yeah, it might be. Yeah, that would be cool, but possibly if say I have the rocket number then 4 on it, it might think, well, no. Yeah, that would definitely work. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Um, all right, what else? You have any more questions? I think I'm gonna go in like 5 minutes. I keep on saying 5 minutes every 5 minutes, but I do think how to get to editing a video. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to have this video out by hopefully the end of the week, if not earlier. It's just gonna be going over the analytics. I'm not sure exactly what to add and how in depth I should go with it. So that's what I'm really trying to think about right now. Um, there's a bunch of data points, but I don't think the video would be too like I don't know appealing to people who I'm just reading out numbers the whole time because pretty much yeah the analytics is just numbers. I'd be like yeah so it took this long to fully pressurize after this the ignition and it would just be me reading out numbers and I'm not sure if that is very interesting to everyone. Um, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. There's a lot of data points I haven't touched on any of my videos yet about the pressurization because this was the first one that had the pressure transducer, which was really cool. The pressure transducer will be back in SM5. Um, so that helps out a lot of data, helps out with safety, knowing exactly. I could do simulations. The simulations were actually very close to the actual internal pressure. But at the end of the day, to really know, it's always smart just to actually test it and see. Um, yeah, so that's why I might do it. Maybe this video, I'll go in depth, but maybe this video won't get that many views, but at least the people who really do like it, um, will enjoy it. Also, if you haven't liked the stream, please like it. Um, that'll help out a lot. Um, and if you want me to do more streams like this, let me know. Because I am usually working on stuff, and it's not that hard just to put the stream on. I might stream, if you'd want, I might stream the propellant casting process for SN5 because there is going to be five, or well, not five, but three grains that I got to make for all 3 tests. And each grain takes around, I'd say 4 days to complete within waiting for it to dry and then doing everything and how long it takes and depending on how busy I am. But it's definitely going to be a big project to make 3 of them. I haven't made 3 of them. I think the fastest um, yes, I do recognize you. Um, I do. Um, what was that? What was I saying? Um, I don't know. Yeah, with the three tests, I don't think I've ever tested this quickly. I know SN2 I tested within a week and a half of each other. But yeah, these tests are going to be very pretty cool, and I hope I can get some good shots. I'm going to have flame trench. Flame trench is probably going to be one. So yeah, I'll do more streams. I'm going to get going. I'm going to just edit right when I'm done from here. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed or liked, please do, and I will see you guys in the next stream.